There we go. Dead. I think I'd charge it, but I didn't. Hey guys, today I'm going to not do a photo talk, I'm not going to do a photo walk. Instead, I'm going to do something I don't generally like to do, and that's just talk about gear. I'm not a big gear enthusiast. I'm not someone who likes to try a bunch of different gear out and try out a bunch of different systems or a bunch of different lenses. I typically get what I like and I just use it. Whenever you're doing it for fun, you don't need a lot of gear, and I feel like I do it for money so that I can also do it for fun. A lot of my corporate stuff, or a lot of my weddings or portraits, sessions, whatever you want to call them, the different things, a lot of those are done on my Canon R5, which I'm filming on, and then I have some Canons back here that I shoot with. If it's me, second shooter, as well as doing video. But typically, if it's just me out walking around shooting, I'm either shooting on my Nikon FG. I've only recently started shooting film the last year or two, and hopefully here in the next couple weeks I'll be able to do a video on some film shots I've done. And then outside of the film, I'm typically either shooting my cell phone or the title of this video, my Leica Q, which, focus, yeah, Leica Q. One of the reasons I really like this camera is just that it is light. It's small, it's compact, it's super simple. Your dials are right up here. You have two dials here, a button, and all just kind of like right here, versus, you know, a bunch of different dials, customizing this, customizing that. Typically when I have this, I'm not trying to do anything super fancy. I'm either walking around and I'm shooting just buildings and whatever downtown, just trying to get some of my downtown shots. Or I'm in a crowd and I'm just zone focusing and trying to grab something, or I'm with family and I'm just snapping snapshots of my family and snapping snapshots of my nephew, my niece, my brothers, my in-laws, my wife, just while we're interacting with each other. It doesn't need to be the sharpest photo in the world. It doesn't need to be the highest megapixel resolution, whatever. It gets the job done. I really like it for that. I love that I can just pull it out, turn it on, and shoot, and I don't have to think about focal length. I don't have to think about anything like, did I, you know, bring the lens, or, you know, like, let me put the lens on, or I gotta take it apart to put it in here. It's just quick grab, shoot. One of my favorite things about photography, of how I shoot and what I like to shoot, is just that. I just like to shoot. I just like to capture moments. I love reminiscing. I love looking back. I love being able to go back through, and thankfully I shot a lot of photos growing up. I wasn't necessarily a photographer. I wasn't necessarily good at what I was doing, but I definitely tried to just capture. I had this little green point and shoot camera, and I took it everywhere with me. It's actually my mom's, and I asked if I could borrow it one day, and then just never gave it back. And my buddies and I would be out skateboarding and I'd be shooting a photo, or I did a lot of like skate. That was my first skate videos that I would film, was on this little point and shoot, and I would just get us. And those were some of my favorite videos to watch. Those are some of my favorite memories to go back on. It's just to see that, because I could literally pull it out of my pocket, flick it on, and capture what I'm seeing in front of me, whatever's happening, whether it was something funny, serious, whatever. I could capture that, and it was like that. I didn't have to pull out my backpack or, you know, camera strap or whatever. Nope, pocket, snap, done. And that stuck with me my whole life, and that's why I do use my cell phone for a lot, just like everybody else. But it's nice to have those crisp images, and I feel like this is the perfect in-between of, you know, 24 megapixels, that's awesome. Convenience, that's better. I can carry this with a strap and it doesn't feel cumbersome, whereas my R system, it just feels like a weight on my neck. This just sits, thankfully, because it's flush, it'll just sit right against my body as I'm walking. Lately, I've tended to just leave the strap off of it. I kind of enjoy just holding it. I love the feel of the camera. No, it doesn't have a grip, and that doesn't really bother me. I feel like shooting film, most of, at least the two cameras that I have, don't have grips. I guess the FG has like a little grip, little guy right there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, has a little grip, but nothing super ergonomic. This right here feels good. I can hold it. I can hold it however I want. This right here, it almost feels like holding a lopsided cell phone. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy just being able to walk, pull it out, snap a photo, done. I really enjoy being able to just capture when I'm with my family, when I'm with my friends, and I don't have to lug a bunch of stuff around. When I'm going on vacation, it would be awesome to be able to, you know, carry all my equipment around and have everything I need for the job, and my Swiss Army knife, just boom, everything's there. But it's not feasible, really. I mean, I could take my backpack and all my gear, my tripods, but really, I could just take this and capture the memories. I just want to be clear real quick. I don't love this camera because of this red dot. I'm not a Leica shooter. I'm not a Leica guy. I love every brand for whatever reason. I mean, they all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses. They all have their price points. I've shot the X100V. Love the photos. I've shot, you know, cell phone. I get some good stuff from my cell phone. I've shot my R system bodies. I've shot Nikon. I've shot Sony. And I've always enjoyed my photos. I get that some people care about the experience of shooting the photo and all that. And yeah, that's important, especially for client work. I'd probably be more picky for client work. I've barely scribbled anything. Just kind of going with it. I'm not good at this. I would say the only real downside to the system for me is 28mm battery life. And at the same time of it being a perk, it's also not a perk, is the compactness, because it's 50-50. It's more compact than most of my systems, but it's not as compact as like the X100V or really any other camera, which I think literally is the gripe of any person that I've watched on YouTube, talked to, or whatever with Leica Q, Leica Q2, Leica QP, like a whatever monochrome or whatever, is the fact that like it does stick out a little more. It's a little more obvious. Everybody's got their cell phones out taking photos. If I walk around with an X100V, I pull it out of my pocket, I turn it on, I shoot a photo, nobody cares. I walk around with this, it looks like a film camera, and it has this lens protruding, so all intents and purposes, it looks like it's zooming. If you're not a camera person, if you're not someone who understands what they're looking at, you're gonna think this is zooming in on you. You're not gonna realize this is shooting this. You're gonna think this is shooting this. At least in a small town. Now maybe if I was in a bigger city, it'd be completely different. In a smaller town, people see this and just, they know. They know. I have a really hard time looking in the lens. I keep looking at myself because I'm like, you look funny, dude. I really don't feel like I'm saying anything new. I just kind of want to share my thoughts and opinions on how I shoot. Hopefully, I'll have a video up soon about film. Hopefully, I'll have a video up soon about photo talks again. Maybe a couple photo walks this fall. I'm soft planning what I'm going to do. I'm not really great at this. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. I'm trying to fit it in and plan it. I make no money off of this. Kind of just do it for fun. If you are actually following along, thank you so much. Seriously, that's awesome. If you're not, you're just kind of viewing this video and you don't want to stick around, totally get it. Not posted consistently, working on that, trying to get better. But I hope that you would. I hope that you'd watch me grow as a photographer. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna roll the photos from my Leica Q. So, see you guys.